What is the potential of a nuke dropping?
I would actually discount a nuke dropping, okay? So, and this is something that I think occupies a lot of people, but let me explain why I don't think this will ever happen, okay? You would use a tactical nuclear weapon if you want to win this war at all costs. But that's assuming these guys want to win this war. But if you look at the eschatology, right? If you look at the entire premise of the Greater Israel Project, they want to actually lose this war. Why? Because the point of America going into Iran with a ground invasion is for Americans to lose so badly that they're forced out of the Middle East. America is forced to go back into the Western Hemisphere. They no longer involve themselves in the Middle East. And so when America goes, CENTCOM, Central Command, folds naturally into Israel, thus creating the Greater Israel Project, right? All these American bases, all the American technology, the satellites, the airplanes, the bombs, all go into Israel, right? So it benefits actually Israel to drag this war out as long as possible, to force a ground invasion that destroys American morale, and then they pick up the pieces, right? The longer this war goes on, the more destruction there is, the more Israel benefits.
Mm-hmm.
So Israel is now getting bombarded, especially Tel Aviv, by Iranian missiles. But you may not have known this, but there are actually Israelis in Tel Aviv burning down their own homes for the insurance money, right? So the Israelis have absolutely no problem with destroying their own country if it means more profit in the future. Okay, they don't. So that's their calculus. Okay, that's point number two. Like they don't want to win this war; they want to lose this war.
Mm-hmm.
Point number three is this: if Iran were to collapse, if the Israelis and Americans succeed in occupying Iran, Russia would be in a lot of trouble. We talked about this last time, right? Where Russia would be insistent on making sure that Iran is coherent. And so there's reporting from the Washington Post that right now the Russians are providing targeting intelligence to the Iranians, and that's why these missile strikes are so accurate. Also, Sergei Lavrov, the foreign minister of Russia, has said that the Russians are interested in the Iranians winning this war. And I'm sure through back channels, the Russians have informed the Americans and Israelis, don't go too far. Do not use nukes, okay? And at some point, if there's a ground invasion, I would not be surprised if Putin came out in public and said that Iran is now under the Russian nuclear umbrella, which means that if we detect any tactical nuclear strike in Iranian territory, that would be considered an attack on Russian territory as well, and Russia will respond accordingly, okay? Mm-hmm. So for these three reasons, I think the possibility of a nuclear weapon being used is almost zero.
And we've seen Putin made it clear that he's against this.